able to hear me? My voice is clear?
Yeah, your voice is very clear.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the response. Uh, nice. Good evening to all of you, all the participants. I really thank Top League for giving me an opportunity, especially my favorite topic, history of diabetes. As Mohan rightly mentioned, part of the time I'll spend only on history, what has happened in an ancient day, and now what is the current stage in diabetes. Apart from that, for the benefit of the audience, what is the management of diabetes also I'm going to speak. So can I have the screen sharing?
Yeah, you already have it. You have it, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Go back to,
It's appearing. Yeah.
so thank you very much for the nice flyer designed by Top League. I must thank Mr. Arun because history means a nice background, an ancient picture, something has put it and nicely, whatever the earlier belief on about the symptoms of diabetes, he has put it. So thanks for that. Of course, first let me start with the history of diabetes. And I make my disclaimer. This is about my personal view, what are my 40 years experience in the field of diabetology. And these webinars are not of Top League. And these informations are based on scientific facts and figures. However, this any grave illness or other physical discomfort is not suitable for visiting a doctor. So kindly take the guidelines and we'll have a discussion further. So here, as he rightly mentioned, lifelong learning, it's also a learning session. So as Albert Einstein said that we cannot teach anyone anything, but we can only help them to learn. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to help you to learn because most of you are highly enlightened and educated audience. So these are the topics, objective, and after talking history of diabetes, I'll cover a lot of other useful topics. So as it mentioned, history of diabetes, we know diabetes is not new to India or the world. Everywhere, in the ancient days, whether it's Greek, Egypt, or any other country, something was known earlier. So especially our ancient physician, Sushruta, Surgeon Charaka, just see the age 400 to 500 AD. They detected and they gave the name Madhumeha. In Sanskrit, Madhu means honey, Megha means lot of water passing on. So the name was given. And actually, an Egyptian manuscript says in 1500 BC about too great emptying of urine. That is, a lot of urine is going and too much of urine is going. That was mentioned. Then Aratus, the Cappadocian, as he has mentioned in Greek, especially the mass, the flesh is getting depleted. Sudden loss of weight was noticed. They thought something goes in the urine. The person is getting melted through the urine. They were even thinking about something comes in the urine, though it may be a disease of the kidney. But then later, that the Persian physician found out, see the abnormal appetite, too much of hunger, and this gangrene is the total decaying of the cell, and diabetic gangrene was mentioned. Then even the latest 1798, a British surgeon mentioned another type of it, that is diabetes insipidus. Mellitus is something, the main disease. Insipidus is just like diabetes, patient pass urine, but there won't be any sugar in that urine. You'll be all surprised, dear friends. Those days, more than 1,500 years back, there was no facility of testing the urine. I would use the word, but maybe you will shrink your face. They went to the extent of an unpleasant practice of tasting the urine because the urine was brought in a mud pot. They collect. Earlier, they observed when the patient passes urine, the ants will be just groping around there. And sometimes they find out of curiosity, they tasted. They found the difference between a normal urine and a diabetic urine. Then only they give the description sweet urine, honey urine. So the bird, most of the medical words, as you all know, that it is from Greek or Latin. So diabetes mellitus is the full name. So how the word has come, dia means a prefix of Greek meaning that through, going through. Vitis mean passing on, something passing on. Earlier, the first name was given in Greek, something pass on. But later, they add a Latin word after tasting the urine. It is honey-like structure. So passing a lot of urine, like sweet and honey-like tasted urine. Here, I proudly mentioned before all this scientific invention in UK, US, and other places, our ancient physician, Sushruta, in 6th century, he found out, and he has given the name Madhumeha. Those days, Meha means a lot of water going on. And Madhu means in Sanskrit that sweet urine is passed. So this was observed our ancient physician many years before. Then later, after that, 1869, Mr. Paul Langerhans, a very young fellow at the age of 22, he checked the pancreas. He found out some islets, small patches are there. Then the name was given after him, islets of Langerhans. The word islets he has been, so island means insula. That's why from islets only something coming. So the Latin word, so insulin was later the name was given. After this, the blood glucose level rises, which was noted by Mayer Sheffield in 1910 on these things. These two gentlemen, Banting and Best, real salute to them. They only started doing real research in 1921. The right side man with the specs is Frederick Banting, and the very young fellow on the left is Charles Best. And they did a test in the dog. They operated a dog, removed the pancreas, made him a dog and a pancreas, diabetic dog. Then from the pancreas, they got some extra, they re-injected the dogs and found that blood sugar is coming down. This picture is a famous picture. Banting and Best is world-known figure. Now here you see the first man, Teddy Ryder, he only received the first insulin. In 1922, at the age of 7 or 8, he was so bony, emaciated, especially type 1 diabetes. After getting insulin, see the fellow, the right picture, he become a chubby boy. And the right side figure proudly present to you that Ted Dyler, that is the oldest photo. He lived from the year 7th year to 70 years, and he died at the age of 77. The right side doctor is Vedant Zanmi. He has worked in Toronto. So I got a photo from the doctor that he has met that man. The first man received insulin, he lived up to 70 years with insulin. That is a real scientific breakthrough discovery of insulin. Now here I wanted to mention two great doctors. I want to digress little from diabetes. So I want to take it about one in 1928, Sir Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. At the same time, I wanted to fairly compare these two people, that Frederick Banting and Charles Best. And you can see the year 1922 here and 1928 here. Alexander Fleming was man who was responsible for the discovery of penicillin, an antibiotic. The Second World War, those days there were no antibiotics. Many soldiers got sustained bullet injury and other things. They were brought to the military hospital. Many of them died not because of bleeding or bullet injury, they died of infection. After finding out that the penicillin, you could save many people. Then the series of antibiotics started coming. And he was given the Sir title. Those days, there was no Nobel Prize. In front of the Queen, the Sir name was given. Like that, Frederick Banting and Best, after the discovery of insulin, my lifespan of a human being was extended. Before 1920 and all, diabetes means within few years you have to die, no medicine. And these two great doctors, they contribute to humanity. It's a great salute to them, because one with an antibiotic, another man with an insulin. Now the evolution of diabetes, how the man evaluated as Darwin theory from an ape, primitive man till a walking man, like that. Earlier in India, it was found out by ancient that is something go sweet in the urine, and the patient is losing weight, muscle weight. They thought something wrong with the kidney, that's why a lot of glucose is going. Then the Egyptian found out an abnormal blood glucose, the sugar level rises. Then that the Avashina, 1980, he found out an abnormal appetite and a gangrene. That is a part of the things is getting destroyed. Then that Banting West famine came. So in UK, USA simultaneously, the research were going on and insulin deficiency was found the reason for diabetes and they found that heredity is a reason. The parents are having, the offspring will have it. Then 1960 in India, they found it is a metabolic disorder. Metabolic is something wrong with the blood, certain parameters. It not only affects carbohydrate metabolism, protein metabolism, fat metabolism. So they found it is a metabolic disorder. Then internationally in 2000, they found out after seeing the complications, how diabetes affect all the vital organs, eyes, kidney, and all these peripheral arteries. It was declared as a vascular disease. The disease will slowly spoil the blood vessels. Once the blood vessels are spoiled, automatically the organ which is receiving the blood also get affected. Now, currently, globally, this taken as a lifestyle disease because there was a connection. Earlier it was heredity. Now a new theory has come, 50% only heredity and 50% lifestyle. I don't know what they are going to call in future, the evolution. So the primitive man who was living in the cave, eating natural food, he was so hale and healthy. Then after the invention of science, after the usage of fire, people started cooking food and do that. So a lot of comfort started coming. So Western European world, slowly people started changing their lifestyle. Then it's after that it was noted down in Asian world. Then all other countries, people started using a cooked food and they started taking the other type of foods apart from natural foods now like fast food like that. Slowly came into India. Now it has become a global level. Wherever human beings are there, there is a possibility of diabetes incidence. So it started affecting the entire human race. Now here are the question is there, why in India? Well, in India, the diabetes is alarmingly rising like anything. There was a declaration by International Diabetes Federation, IDF and WHO by the year 2025, just another 4 years, India is going to be the capital of the diabetic world. Now China diabetic population was little high. Now we are just trailing behind at a few crores figures. Another 4 years, we are going to overtake China's diabetic populations. Now, what will be the reason? Now they say that this is about the generation and the lifestyle. I roughly took every generation 30 years. It could be for male, female, there was a statistic 20.5 years, 28 years, but roughly I've taken 30 years as a generation. My great grandparents in 1900, they were all living with full physical activity. Everywhere they had to walk, lot of no gadget machine, and they don't have any basic comforts, no transportation. So they were having a full physical work. Then my grandparents, my father's fathers, still 80% physical work, and slowly they started getting basic comforts, 20%. A parent, what we were born, all of you in the as a participant, we had 50% basic comfort and 50% physical work. Most of the work started coming, television, computer, mobile, everything started coming. So part of our physical work is reduced. Now our own current son and daughters in 1990, those who were born, totally less physical activity and more comforts. They are enjoying. They never played like us. Those days we used to play on the street, all other local games. Now all the children are confined inside a room with a mobile phone. So absolutely less physical work. Now our grandchildren, those who are born recently, no physical work at all. Literally, they're sitting either in front of a TV or the computer, or able to learn in the COVID period in front of the mobile. Total sedentary life is there. Now, what will happen to our great grandchildren in 2050, another 30 years, full of machine software and artificial intelligence? I don't know what will be the state of our great grandchildren. Now you can get the point what do you mean by lifestyle. Now, heredity is one of the reasons, 50%, and that is you cannot change it. You can select your life partner, but you cannot select your parents. Having born to a diabetic parent, I'm going to get that disease. So I cannot do anything on heredity. But 50% another opportunity is in my hand. Lifestyle means how you do the physical activity, what type of food you are taking. So the lifestyle disease, that's why it is known now. Now let's see why we discuss about diabetes here. Why topic is selected topic in Ask Me to Speak means now here in the pandemic situation. Now here and another unpleasant news here. Anytime the second wave is going to hit back, but the pandemic it comes in a regular interval. You can see that 1917-20 plague, 1820 cholera, 1920 Spanish flu, now the COVID. But it has its own limitation. It will be there for a few months or a few years. But still, it is a disaster and calamity. But it takes after a few years. Even the second wave may vanish in 6 months. There is a limitation for pandemic. But diabetes is not like that. It's a global pattern. It's a great health problem. It start getting increased with the increase of population. Now, all other countries, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, age, diabetes, democratic disease, it starts affecting even gender, whether it's a male or female. Certain disease, female will get later. They are genetically protected of the estrogen hormone, the reproductive stage, they may not get hypertension, heart disease. But diabetes, no parity, all will get. So this is a lot for, so long human beings are there, diabetes will be there. That's why we started taking the importance of diabetes now. Now a question has come, everybody has their own idea, definition. What is diabetes? Now, can I have some answer in the chat box, or anybody want to just answer, kindly unmute and talk to me this word. What is your understanding of diabetes? Can I have some answer in the chat box from these participants?
Verbally, or you want through?
Yeah, we can talk over phone also, and we can chat also, but in an
Okay.
order.
Can I say?
Please, please.
Deepak here.
Yes, Deepak ji.
See, what I know about diabetes is I'm having it since last 3-4 years.
Mhm.
Slowly it has come around.
Mm.
What I know about it from my experience is it's a blood condition
Mm.
where our this pancreas is not able to create what is it called, creatinine. Not creatinine, sorry, something else. I'm not remembering the word.
No problem. I'll help
But
you.
yeah, that causes incapacity to absorb sugar
Mm.
from any food that we eat,
Mhm.
be in sugar direct form, or be in honey, or be in sugar glucose from vegetables, fruits. So that's my experience. So our incapacity to digest it.
Mhm.
So that first affects our blood, then it affects our urine.
Thank you, Deepak
That's what
ji.
I know.
I appreciate your effort to put some definition.
Yeah,
Can I have some other answer from any other participant?
Hello, this
Yes.
is Mrs. Gopi Krishnan.
Yes.
Actually, insulin is produced by the pancreas,
Mhm.
and that insulin may not be sufficient to absorb all the sugar present in the blood. That
Mhm.
sugar is produced by the food that we are going to eat. So,
Sugar is
or
ready.
sometimes
Okay.
the insulin may not be sufficient or may not be capable of absorbing the sugar present in the blood.
Good, Gopi Krishna, that at least you're giving the key word, insufficient insulin. Good. Any other points?
Yeah, deficiency of carbohydrate metabolism in the body.
Yes, Mr. Tulsi Babu, please.
Yeah. One sentence definition, simple word, of course, deficiency of carbohydrate metabolism in the body.
Mhm.
And insulin is not able to enter inside the cells of the body. It is in the sugar level, but in the blood, but it is not entering into the cells. So naturally, abnormal blood sugar, and symptoms are so many, too much thirst, too much urination, and too much hunger, and weakness, muscle weakness, and itching sensation, and all these minor side effects.
Thank you, Mr. Tulsi. You not only explained what is diabetes, you explained additionally symptoms of diabetes also.
No,
Which you are
nothing,
going to see
sir.
there.
I am a simple person like you. You are having 40 years experience. I am having 50 years experience. Such a simple thing, if I am not able to tell, then what is the use? You are a ocean of knowledge. Very nice to hear your lecture. Today I am going to enjoy 1.5 to 2 hours your lecture.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Tulsi Babu. And any other answer, because I want to know different people have different idea and perceptions. One more answer before I go back to.
Yes, can I share?
May I know who is there?
This Sundar Sethi.
Okay, Shetty, a Pfizer man. Okay,
Sethi, SCTHI.
okay.
I am ex Pfizer Limited.
I know that. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
So this was the first drug was from Pfizer, that was diabetes.
Yes.
So actually, literally meaning of the diabetes is that die a bit
Hmm.
slowly.
Hmm.
But actually, the medical term is that the insulin resistance is developed in the body, so that the glucose which is made inside the body is not taken up by the insulin which is already available in the body.
Okay.
So that is a, you can say, pancreas inefficiency to take care the glucose level.
Thank you, Mr. Shetty. Thank you very much. Anyhow, let's proceed further. I wanted to tell you all these things. Diabetes,
Thank
just
you.
like
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Shetty. Whenever you have headache, fever, we used to meet the doctor for cold, cough, body ache. The moment you take any medication, the problem will go. Like, this is not like this. And you are aware of the problem, so you get treated accordingly. So diabetes not like this type of disease. Absolutely, this is a chronic. Chronic means it will be there for a long time, long lasting, and your body turns food into energy. You eat food, the carbohydrate will get in as glucose, the blood sugar will rise. The raised blood sugar will be taken by the insulin to push to the cell. Insulin acts as a key and open up the cell, and the glucose enter the cell and burn. We get energy in the form of calories. So please understand here the lack of insulin, as somebody says that is the beginning stage. Now, I don't want to give a very lengthy words of jugglery. Simply persistent elevated level of glucose than the normal blood sugar is diabetes. Persistent means always. It is not one time or two times. Every time when you check normal blood sugar, you should know that is 80 to 120 milligram per deciliter in fasting. And everybody should have a normal blood sugar. Or diabetic patient always have. So in short line, one line can say persistent hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia is a word. Emia means blood. Glycemia means glucose in blood. Hyperglycemia means excess glucose in the blood. And here I want to make a point to the participant that having glucose in the blood is not a disease. Please understand. Many people used to ask, you have sugar? I don't have sugar. Oh, you have BP? I don't have BP. It's absolutely a wrong statement. Everybody should have a normal BP, normal blood sugar, normal heart rate, normal temperature to live. And even the difference of opinion, when I was traveling last year in a flight, two gentlemen in front of my seat, they were leading lawyers of Delhi High Court, they were discussing. One lawyer told me, I have diabetes, I have only urine sugar. Hey, urine sugar is not dangerous, sir. Blood sugar is dangerous. So I have high blood sugar. Like that, they were discussing. They were all expert in their field, but their knowledge about diabetes is absolutely the primary level is there. There is no separate urine sugar, blood sugar. Only the blood sugar is only coming to the urine. Where from urine is there, urine is getting filtered to the blood. When glucose appears in the urine means you have high blood sugar. So it is there, that is having glucose in the blood is not diabetic. Please tell them that. Don't say he is having sugar. You say that either he has high blood sugar or he has diabetes. You say that his pressure is very high or he has hypertension. Don't say that I don't have BP sugar, he has BP sugar. Everybody should have the BP sugar to have a normal life. Now the food we eat, whatever we eat, variety of food, you can see the digestive tract, how it undergoes the change. And when you masticate, swallow, a lot of enzymes, hormones are secreted, and finally it ends up with a different material, whatever you say. So the pancreas, which is yellow in color, that is an organ. It is in the below and behind the stomach. That will secrete insulin to control the blood sugar. Now you can see that the different medical words. Euglycemia means normal blood sugar. Eu means normal. Hyperglycemia means high blood sugar. Hypo, H-Y-P means low blood sugar. So A normal person, healthy person have a normal blood sugar. Once he become a diabetic patient, then he always blood sugar will be very high. You can see the normal sugar and you can see the excess sugar. That is sugar will be more than normal. So I told you there is a organ, pancreas. It is there below the stomach, behind the stomach, a slender, sleek organ with a head, body, tail. It has variety of cells, and each cell secrete a different type of hormone. Specifically, beta cell only secrete insulin, the hormone which controls the blood sugar. Now you can see that this is a Langerhans. We saw earlier the scientists who found out through a microscope studied there is a lot of islets patches. This is islet cell. In that we have this beta cell is there. Now, one should wonder how a healthy person have a normal blood sugar always, because there are two mechanisms working which will maintain the equilibrium. Alpha cell and beta cell. Alpha cell secretes glucagon, beta cell insulin, and they will maintain the blood sugar. This picture I will just explain 2 minutes, you can understand. The right side, when you take food after lunch, the blood sugar is very high. The moment your blood sugar is, the message goes to the pancreas, and the brain will give a command to the beta cell. So all the insulin will be automatically secreted. Insulin pushes the excess sugar from the bloodstream to the fat cell. So the blood sugar comes to normal. Sometimes you start early, you thought of taking breakfast outside due to some reason work, you may not take it, you will be missing your diet. So the left side, low sugar, less sugar. But you will be continuously working. How you are working? Again, another wonderful mechanism of the body that pancreas get a message. Here, this will command go to the alpha cell. There is a hormone called glucagon, which will again release the stored blood glucose from the liver. Again, blood sugar comes to normal. So these two alpha beta cell secreting glucagon, insulin, they only maintain. Now you may wonder, sometime in our ancestors, especially grandma, grandpa, they used to be on regular fasting once in a week or once in 10 days. Some religion, there will be religious fasting. Some people always have some offering to the God, they walk, they go. How they get energy? Because the wonderful mechanism is created by God or nature. Whenever blood sugar rises, insulin will act and control it. Whenever blood sugar goes down below normal, there is a safety mechanism of the body. The liver will have little bit of stored glucose that will be stimulated by alpha cell. That will come. Otherwise, suddenly blood sugar goes down, means a person will fall. If you cut a tree, how the tree falls, the person will collapse. Normally, it will not happen. He is able to manage a situation 3 or 4 hours. Then, after getting a food, things will become normal. So, this mechanism is there in our body. Now, about the incidence of diabetes, how it is there. Now, you can see the picture in 2019 statistics. China still in world population #1 with 141 crore. So, automatically, you can see that the diabetic population is 11.6 crore people are known, detected, whereas in India, correspondingly, 130 crore, 7.7. This is a global picture. Now we take India alone, statewide, you can see Maharashtra, Kerala, highest. Third is Tamil Nadu. Now here, can you see a correlation here? Diabetes not only affects your blood vessel, one of the worst thing about diabetes is it knocks down your immune system. Any diabetic, chronic diabetic patient, immune system will be very poor. In the summer, you will get boils, skin rashes, many things will get it because the immune system is low. Now we can correlate here. Maharashtra, the COVID is very high because of high diabetes. Again, this started in Kerala. So it depends upon the diabetic population. The COVID second wave also started is correlating that diabetes knocks down your disease fighting ability, automatically you get infected very fast. So, though currently China is leading, now India is going to be #1 in 2025, another 4 years, because of our lifestyle modification, and we are going to be the #1 in the diabetic population. You can see this incidence. What is known 7.3. Another group is there. They are pre-diabetic stage. They are not become totally diabetic. Normally non-diabetic will become a pre-diabetic, then we'll go to the next zone, confirmed diabetic. So every one detected, one is undetected. Suppose 10 crore people are affected means another 10 crore people, they have high blood sugar, but they don't know. Without knowing that they have high blood sugar, they just keep on living. They go to a doctor for some other disease. Accidentally, a doctor only detects his blood sugar and he only declares that he is a diabetic. So equal amount of pre-diabetic is also there in India. So now there are various types of diabetes. The majority of diabetic people are only type 2 diabetes, the tablet taking people, 90 to 98%. Only 5 to 10% are type 1 who are taking insulin. Now you can see that family history who are likely to get diabetes. If either one of the parent is either father or mother diabetic, 40% chance. If father, mother, both are diabetic, absolutely 90% chance. So you cannot say whatever parents they are going to leave as a legacy, their wealth, property, whether movable, immovable, cash, jewels, everything will give you, they will give diabetes also to the offspring, son and daughter. You can say that I don't want the car ready, I want to take the estate, but you cannot say I don't want diabetes. It will be passed through the genes, and you are a potential candidate. After 33, 40 years, you are bound to get it. This is 50% only, and another 50% is lifestyle. What is the main reason in lifestyle is obesity. And obesity is the main cause. Obesity is not just bulky. The medical word says is excess of body fat. And obesity is the mother of all chronic disease, like diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease, hypertension, joint disorder, everything. This obesity is the mother of all disease. 30 to 40 years before any patient come to a doctor, even the patient will be a very fat man, he comes for fever or headache, doctor doesn't bother. He said, we'll give you a medicine, ask you to go. Now, any patient comes to the doctor's cabin, doctor say, hey, you are overweight, you are obese, kindly reduce it. Awareness started coming. Now, doctors started telling excess of body weight is not healthy, they are telling. Another fact is age factor. You can start doing the prevention during your college days, school days. You can postpone diabetes, but beyond certain ages, 65, 70, all your body hormone secretion will come down and you are going to get it. So one is lifestyle, like obesity, another thing is age factor. Now, earlier doctors were following about one BMI, body mass index, with a formula. They can calculate your weight and your height in meters. There's a formula, weight in kg divided by height meter squared. This was used now. Now it has become obsolete. Nobody is using. Now doctors started using waist to hip ratio. Now, here an interesting question I asked the participant. Can anybody can unmute and tell which is waist and which is hip? Both words are known to us, but what is where? Can you please define which is your waist, which is your hip? Can I have an answer in the chat box?
Along the navel is waist.
Okay.
Hip is that bone. Hip
Bone. Is you mean the pelvic bone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I appreciate your attempt. Any other answer?
Can I say?
Please.
Our waist is our belt line. Our
Excellent.
size of the belt will be our waist.
Excellent.
And hips are behind us, which become very big with our overweight.
What you
Bumps.
explain is nice.
But of course, I'm a layman.
No problem, no problem. You are interested, we are going to learn. Thank you for the answer, Deepakji. Now, as you rightly mentioned, waist is the belt line and the hip is along with your buttocks, the lower part. So waist hip ratio. So if you are not having a belly, automatically the value will come point something, because waist divided by hip, when you put it always, generally hip will be longer length along the buttocks length. But if you have a very big belly and small hip line, the value will come more than 1 point something. Now doctors started calling for a male, female, the values are 0.9 and 0.96, and 1 means high risk is there. This is now currently internationally doctors are following. They measure the waist length. That's why longer the belt line, shorter the life. People say that. Now earlier it was thought having a big belly, people think it is a social symptom, a sign of richness. Everybody wanted to have their own kingdom in front of them. Some people have empires. That is again a bad sign. So this is now currently followed. What are the types of diabetes? So diabetes is either metabolic disease, vascular disease, lifestyle disease. It was classified those days. They never classified like type 1, type 2. They found out there are 2 types. Now here, practically I put it 3 times. Type 1, that is insulin dependent. These patients will not have insulin secretion. Lifelong, they should have insulin injection only. They'll be around 5 to 10% of the population diabetic. Type 2 is non-insulin diabetic mellitus, where the insulin secretion will be little less sluggish. They use the tablet to stimulate the pancreas to get some more extra insulin. And these are the major junk, 90 to 95% of them. This is third one, gestational diabetes means during pregnancy. Only that gestation will be 9 months, 9 days. Whenever the mother gets pregnant, the stress will come, she will have blood sugar raise. The moment the delivery happens, everything comes normal. So the mother will be happy, relatives will be happy, all will be happy, but that is a dangerous sign. During pregnancy, blood sugar is rising means the next child, they should plan and leave a gap of 4 to 5 years. Because temporarily during pregnancy, the blood sugar rise, after delivery goes. Second delivery, rise and go. Third delivery and fourth delivery will permanently stay back. This is what they say. See the science, how they say. Earlier, school of thought, 1960, and that they said women who give birth to overweight babies are prone to diabetes. That is normal Indian birth weight of an Indian child is 2.8 kg to 3 kg only. Some ladies will deliver 4 to 4.5 kg big boys. It could be sometimes cesarean section. The stress on the mother delivering an overweight baby, they say the mothers will become diabetic in future. That was the earliest statistics. Now, currently what we are selling, the babies who are born overweight also become diabetic. See the chances of getting increased. Mothers who deliver overweight baby, the child who are born overweight. Now, all these 3 things are there. Type 1, the medicine is insulin, insulin, insulin. In type 2, we have variety of tablets of there. Again, type 3, gestational diabetes, again, insulin therapy. The pregnant mother giving tablets should be restricted, again, should be treated temporarily for 9 months to have a safe delivery with the insulin. Now, this type 1, it starts coming in the early age. Somebody says that my boy is affected by 5-year, 10-year-old boy is affected with diabetes. 100% it is type 1. It is caused by a virus. Virus attack and kill the beta cell of the pancreas. You become a type 1 diabetic. There won't be any, even a drop of insulin secretion. He has to be on insulin lifelong. This will affect less than 20 years age. Any diabetes means type 1. Type 2, there is a lot of reason. You'll have insulin resistance, then that will increase the glucose level uptake. Thereby, high blood sugar comes. You will end up. That is maturity onset. It will come around 30 to 32 years. Those who come with obesity, less lifestyle, all will fall in this category. Gestational means only during pregnancy. There are 2 chances lady can get pregnant, then she may develop gestational diabetes, or even a diabetic lady can get pregnant. Both are should be taken care of. The gynec and physician should combine together to treat, have a safe delivery. And now gestational diabetes 20 to 50%, especially nowadays, whoever is the less physical work, those who are all office going, everything. Our grandma used to deliver 13, 14 children without any problem. But nowadays, eating fast food, lifestyle culture, even a single baby, that overweight baby, and the stress on the mother will raise her blood sugar, but it will be temporarily only the pregnancy period only. It should be effectively treated by both the gynec and physician with insulin. Now, what are the symptoms of diabetes? Every disease will have symptoms. Fever means there is a rise in temperature. Headache means you will have a pain in front of your forehead. Like that, this disease which nobody notices, especially many of you mentioned, Mr. Tulsi Babu also mentioned excessive thirst, which is called polyuria, excessive urination and excessive thirst and excessive hunger. See that? Excess, not regular urination, regular thirst, and regular. It will be in excess. Normal person, healthy person, you go to toilet for possibly 3 to 4 times a day, but a diabetic patient go 9 to 10 times a day. And the moment you pass a lot of urine, your cells become dehydrated, you feel like taking a lot of water. All are interconnected. Poly means many. Polyuria, lot of urine. Polytipsia. Then polyphagia. Phagia means just following. Many times you want to eat it. And sudden weight loss and blurred vision also have some symptom. Earlier they found out a patient can be diabetic without the symptom also. Please understand, not necessarily. Many people have a silent things, and once a doctor only find out in the clinic. So again, they added some more things in that: delayed wound healing and blurry vision, lot of itching in the genital area, and numbness, tingling in the foot. Of course, a married life, there will be a sexual problem due to erectile dysfunction. Many things were noted down, and a doctor will look for it. So anybody has this step, any one of the symptom, and if you have a family history, kindly go and consult a doctor. If you are able to detect diabetes in the early stage, first stage itself, you can control the diet and exercise alone. You may not require tablets. Most of the time, maturity onset after 35, 40 only, you will get some symptom, you will go to a doctor. By this time, you will become a full-fledged diabetic. So these urine strips and all started coming. Dipstick method, 1960s and 1969 itself aims, the company, they brought out a glucometer to test the blood sugar. So what are the lab test values? There are 3 types of values are there. Blood glucose analysis. Then there is a test called OGTT, oral glucose tolerance. This is a confirmation test to find out whether you are diabetic or not. And third test is glycosylated hemoglobin, HbA1c. This is after you become diabetic. It is a verification test to find out whether you are heading for a complication. Now this latest glucometer has come. So how a doctor will diagnose it? You will go to a doctor with some other treatment, some other infection. Doctor will ask some question, or your father is diabetic, your mother is diabetic. Then you will ask some symptom. Then you will ask for those days urine sugar first, then the blood sugar. Now straight away they go for the blood test. Now fasting, what there should be some value. After eating 2 hours, there should be some value, or random collection. So the first test, blood glucose analysis, is a screening test to find out whether you are normal or you are going to become diabetic. Second test is a confirmation test to find out somebody is going to get diabetes or not. Only once you have to do that, the doctor can confirm you are going to get diabetes. The third one is whether you are on right treatment, whether you take medicine clearly, whether your complications are under control. Now you can see that glucose fasting means in empty stomach. Normally, night, suppose 8:30, 9, you take your dinner till next day morning, 9 o'clock, 12 to 14 hours fasting should be there. So we check your blood sugar, it should be. Now, currently the values, the marginal values are coming down. Before independence was mentioned 140, then 1960, 70, they mentioned 130. Now it has come to 120. Maybe in future, doctor will say 110 is normal. So more and more people are going to coming in the curve. Postprandial means meal. After a meal, normally 2 hours after taking a full meal, you can do that. It should be less than 180 milligram per deciliter. Deciliter means 100 ml of blood. And random, suddenly you go 11 o'clock or 4 o'clock, at a given point of time, the blood is drawn and the test value is less than 200, fine. But these are the upper limit of the normal value for 3 stages. Now, why should we control or manage diabetes? Because we saw that diabetes is a vascular disease. If you don't control diabetes, it will affect your blood vessel. And once your blood vessels are affected, silently, 10 to 15 years, and uncontrolled diabetes lead to a lot of complications. Like how the water tap, when you use one, you remove and see a lot of rust and other dust will be clogged inside. Like that, the blood vessels will be affected, diabetic patients. You can see that apart from that, deposition of cholesterol, narrowing of the lumen, so the flow of blood to the organ is reduced. Now I can give a small example to all of you. I need an answer from some of you that you would have seen a gardener. He used to water the plant in a bungalow. The gardener will do, and he used to have a hose pipe. He will attach one into the tap, another end the water will come. He just spray water. In a distance you want to breathe, you will squeeze it, water will flash through that. Now, if you buy a hose pipe, PVC pipe in a shop, What will be the nature of the pipe? Newly bought hose pipe, PVC pipe. What will be the nature? Any answer? I can get it?
Very clean.
Clean and full open.
Okay. What will be the nature of the tube?
Can I say?
Please.
It's flexible.
Excellent. It is soft, flexible. The same tube you use it for after 5 years, 6 years. What will be the nature of the tube?
It will become hard.
Why? How? Nobody knows. Because that is a physics. Any fluid which goes through any tube for a long time, automatically the tube gets hardened. That's a natural process. That's why as we get age, automatically our blood vessels get hardened. In the meantime, you have diabetes and cholesterol. Instead of having the complication 70, 80, you're getting in the age of 40. Diabetes will actually harden your blood vessel so that the blood flow, whenever it's needed more or less, the adjustability, flexibility of the blood vessel is affected. Apart from that, deposition of cholesterol inside, another condition, hypercholesteremia, all can lead to vascular complications. So, what are the blood vessels? Organs which are going to be affected. First is eyes, which is called a diabetic retinopathy. Then the kidneys, it's called diabetic nephropathy. Then your peripheral blood vessels, all the longest peripheral blood vessels. Then your heart, then your brain. There, the top three, the last one is your nerves will be affected. Once the blood vessel is affected, the blood vessel is supplying nutrients to nerve also affected. So when your nerve is affected, you have pricking, burning sensation on your extremities, both your hands and legs. So the top three are mainly because the micro blood vessels, smallest blood vessels are affected. So it's microangiopathy. Pathy means disease. Angiopathy means disease of the blood vessel. Microangiopathy means disease of the smallest blood vessel. The bottom two, heart and brain, have a bigger blood vessel. So it's macroangiopathy. So total blood vessel, head to foot, all organ will be slowly, without any sign, symptom, pain, it will be affected. After we get some symptom, we go to the doctor. So again, the complication of diabetes, vascular complications are divided into two: small blood vessel complication, larger blood vessel complication. Now, as I said that when your blood vessel in your eye is affected, you develop diabetic retinopathy. First, blurry vision, you go to a doctor for an eye checkup. Even sometimes the blurry vision go, doctor will accidentally check his blood sugar also. Are you diabetic? You will ask. Kidneys, the most complicated, costliest complication. Kidneys, the same type of what blood vessel you are having in your eye is there in the kidney. Now, the only place in your body you can see openly blood vessels is in your white of an eye. You can see that the blood vessels, whereas the same blood vessels in the kidney. So everybody go for an eye checkup because eye to lose the vision, 40% external contact will go. So nobody bothers about the kidney. The same period, the kidney will be affected. Once the nerves are affected, the patient gets neuropathy, disease of the nerves. Once the nerves don't properly conduct impulses and feelings, you'll get burning, pricking, tingling, all symptoms are there. These are all small blood vessel complication, micro. Macro blood vessels, still you are not under control. Then the bigger blood vessels means that the blood vessels, which is supply the heart, on the surface of coronary arteries, they will be affected, and there is a chance of getting a heart attack. The brain is affected, you will get a chance of stroke. So all are called late complications. Why they are called late complication? They will not affect you suddenly. It takes 15 to 20 years. An uncontrolled diabetic, slowly the blood vessels spoil, nerves will be spoiled. You will develop the complication slowly. That's why they are called delayed complications. Now the aim of the treatment, doctor gives medicine, is to delay the delayed complication. Instead of getting a complication, suppose at the age of 80, I lose my eyesight. Nobody bothers about my family. Because around 80, everybody's eyesight will be affected. But at the age of 40, very, very prime age, 40, the head of the family is getting about the kidneys affected. Imagine how much money he has to spend to save his kidney, or the last stage he has to go for a transplantation of kidney, 3 to 5 lakhs rupees. He would have saved some money for his son's education, daughter's marriage, something like that. He has to spend it. That's why the aim of diabetes treatment is to postpone the complications. Instead of having it at the age of 40 or 45, postpone to 70, 75. At least you will live a near normal life. So prevention is better than cure. So many diseases, I see the symptoms are there. Unfortunately for diabetes, the symptoms will develop very late. Even heart attack, you may not have a symptom because the nerves which are cutting the pain, that also be affected. A normal person have a warning symptom, sweating, chest pain, breathless, all these things. But a diabetic patient will not have that symptom. So suddenly the road cave in, it's a danger. Same way you develop heart attack. Most of the patients who died without symptom are diabetic patients, silent myocardial ischemia, SMI. Somebody will say he was watching the TV 10 o'clock, 10:30, he collapsed. Definitely there will be a chance because pain is a warning symptom, it's a blessing. It will caution you to come out from the danger, but once your nerves are all affected, you may not have that warning symptom. So what are the 4 things? I use the word managing diabetes. I never use the word treating that is curing diabetes. We'll never use the word. So there are 4 pillars: diet, as Mr. Mohan was telling in the beginning, exercise, drugs, then education, knowing about the disease. There are 4 pillars which will support diabetes management. Like a tabletop, the top of the table is supported with 4 legs. All the 4 legs. So we'll see one by one: diet, exercise, drugs, education. We'll come to that. Adhere to diet plan, regular exercise. Whether you are type 1 means insulin injection, type 2 means tablets, and education about self-awareness. The first 3 things here: diet and exercise, the patient has to do that. Drugs, doctor will prescribe. Education also, doctor has to do that. Let's say a lot of diabetic centers, apart from treating that, there is patient education going on in a separate AC hall or room in different languages. Knowing about diabetes is very, very important. The doctor's role is only 50%. He is only an advisor. He will advise you to take the medicine. He will advise you to go for exercise or take the prescribed quantity of diet. But who is the executor? The executor is a patient. So the patient should have a basic knowledge about the disease. That's why education is internationally now accepted as part of treatment. That's what I do as a passion. I do for diabetic patient education. Ignorance is a dangerous disease. Worse than AIDS and cancer, not knowing about the disease. Many people don't know why I lost my eyesight, why I lost my kidney, why I have suddenly stroke. That is a pathetic situation. So here patient knowledge also contributes for the management of diabetes. Is the only disease diabetes where education is done. Most of the diabetologists, most of my friends, they are doing it. And I motivate most of the doctors to start a diabetic patient education center. And in Tamil Nadu, almost 12 or 13 places, regular education going on. I am an advisory member in that. Here, internationally, this concept has been accepted. Education is part of treatment. Now, about the diet. Here, diet, I'm on diet, somebody will say it's absolutely a confusing word. What do you mean by that I'm on diet? Whether you want to take food or you don't want to take food. Many people, I don't want samosa, I don't want butter, I'm on diet. People say. Here, what they say that eat healthy, they tell you. Eat healthy, do regular exercise, then gradually reduce your weight. When on fasting, you cannot do anything. Now you can see that diet, you can classify 6 major is macronutrients are carbohydrate, protein, fat, and micronutrients are vitamin, minerals. The last one, there are 6 vitamin nutrients are there in the diet. 3 I already shown you in the screen: carbohydrate, protein, fat. Another 2 are telling vitamins, minerals. Can anybody can guess and tell what is the 6th one? 6th nutrient? Essential for a man.
Water.
Excellent, because I know that Mr. Suresh will tell, yesterday you mentioned, water also plays a role. It doesn't have a color, smell, calorie, but water helps in digestion. Now, whatever the carbohydrate food you say, take it, will be definitely converted in the body as glucose. You can see all cereals. Proteins, there are a variety of protein, dals, pulses, and animal proteins are there, especially white of an egg, fat, almost all oils, tea, butter, milk, everything is there. And mainly the carbohydrate, whatever, we are dependent on more on carbohydrates, 60% we take it. Indian diets are cereal dependent. So we take, and all this carbohydrate, after digestion, it will be converted in the body as glucose. That glucose will be raised in the blood. Automatically, insulin will be secreted from the pancreas. The insulin will push all the sugar into the body cells, muscle cells, and other cells for getting energy. Then blood sugar will come to normal. This is a normal feeding. But people say diet. What you are eating is not that much important. how much you are eating. It's very important. That's why Buddha says, what is poison? Anything that excess in life is poison. People say that for me, 8 chapati is normal, 10 idli is normal. But what physical work you do, what is the nature of work you do? So a dietitian will titrate and prescribe a diet in a diabetic clinic. That's why here is a joke about exercise. The patient says, doctor, the problem is obesity run in our family. That is, all are obese in my family. The doctor said that the problem is nobody run in your family. No physical. Sorry. Kindly mute. Yeah. I think there's a disturbance.
Mr. Suresh, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, here, this type of lifestyle, no, during work, you take pizza, burger, trying to sit and spend the whole day in front of TV. And especially that college going children, no teenagers, they always spend in front of the computer TV. And the nature of work from home also comes there. Slowly, from the nature, the hardworking physical work, we just move out to the sedentary lifestyle. Definitely will increase your body weight and it will lead to obesity. Again, a person with a family history with obesity, automatically diabetes will be triggered. Instead of having father will have diabetes in 45, 50, the son will develop in 30 or 35. Purely a lifestyle modification. So exercise. Can anybody can tell why walking is the best exercise? Any reason? What is your knowledge about people know, people talk about walk, but nobody go for walk. But can I have some answer from the participant? Why walking is one of the good exercise?
Sir, all parts of the body is involved, or anywhere we can do it without
Fantastic.
any equipment.
Fantastic. Okay.
Anantakrishnan, can I add simply one point?
Please, Suresh.
It is not about, when we talk about walking, it is not walking casually and chatting and walking. It is brisk walking for 30 minutes.
Yes, thank you for your additional point, Suresh. But the question is, why lot of exercise, cycling, swimming, jogging, so many things are there. Even going to the gym and do all these things. Why still walking is best one?
It is for burning. It is for burning the calories.
Good, good. Every exercise, any physical exercise can burn the calories. By
Yes.
playing shuttlecock, you can burn calories.
Burning the calories as much as possible. Yes.
Thank you for the answers, gentlemen. Now I wanted to answer why I want to put that question. Why walking means walking, a male can do, a female can do. Walking, an old man do, and a young man can do. Walking, a rich man do, a poor man can do. You need not spend money for walking every day 500 rupees. No, you should have the mind go for walking. That's what I say. At the age of 60, 70, you cannot go to a gym and do some isotonic exercise. Whereas family women, middle-aged women cannot run on the street. But walking, a brisk walking, as you rightly mentioned, that without talking, if you go for a walk, minimum 10,000 steps, 30 to 45 minutes brisk walking in an empty stomach, which will reduce all the stored sugar, stored cholesterol, so that your body weight, first of all, it's not increased. Suddenly you cannot lose weight. First, the increase of body will stop. The benefit will come in slow only. That's why I used to mention to all my diabetes, if you walk, the disease will walk away from you. If you sit, the disease will sit on you. And if you lie down lazily, the disease will lie on you and rule you. That's when everywhere we found walkers club. So all will meet a particular point and they'll discuss about the latest newspaper news. Then they go around. There is a lake area or a park area. Seriously, people go for walk and they'll come back. Again, they'll disperse like that. So I would suggest 30 minutes walking. That 30 minutes is 2% of your day. In 24 hours, can't you afford to consciously spare 30 minutes for walking, which is very, very easy. And walking, what I'm telling you, is only the normal person, diabetic. If you are a cardiac patient, if you are an asthmatic patient, if you have any other joint pain, you have to consult your doctor, how much you have to strain. That's very important. And what is generally prescribed. So now shall we take a pledge? All our participants today who are listening that Today, 20th, right from tomorrow, we'll all go for walking. Are you all with me? Do you agree with me?
I will.
Yes.
I agree with
I am sure.
So what was there? No excuse. Today it's just cloudy. The rain is going to come, or somebody guest has come, or I have an appointment early. Our Indians are very good in telling excuses. We used to suffer from a disease called excusitis. There is no word, but I coined it. Each and everything will tell an excuse, and especially even a wife is a diabetic, husband should accompany. Husband is a diabetic, wife should accompany. So that there will be a protection and they can discuss many things usually outside the house without any stress. So I will say that I'll pledge from 21st month every day, at least minimum 30 minutes, I'll go for walking, no excuses. It is there, any diabetic, the blood sugar value will come down, the usage of drugs will come down. If you are a non-diabetic, it is a prevention. For a diabetic, it is a management effective control. For a non-diabetic, you may not develop diabetes early if you are a regular walker. So the disease type 1, type 2, there are a lot of medicines are there. Just I mentioned the molecule name. For type 1, insulin is mainly given. Sometimes they prescribe some metformin and all. Type 2, lot of tablets, lot of molecules are there. Plenty of medicines are there. Old generation, new generation. But depends upon the patient's body weight, nature of work, comorbid condition. A doctor will prescribe. Only a doctor should prescribe. A doctor only should label somebody as a type. Once he label lifelong disease, so don't believe a one-time blood sugar value or urine sugar value and assume that I have it. You have to do a GTT test, and your family physician or a diabetologist will see the value, and he will only confirm it. So you can see that. Yesterday there was a quotation shown by Suresh at the Hippocrates. If you food thy be your medicine, then medicine thy be your food. He has mentioned the old Shakespeare in English. If you don't take diet like medicine, that is how you take medicine regularly, regular correct quantity. If you don't add, once you develop, then the diabetic complication will make the doctor to prescribe more medicine. You will take a handful of medicine that is going to become a diet. To avoid that, we'll have to go for a early checkup. See, once in a year, beyond 35, a master's health checkup. If somebody had a facility or he worries too much, once in 6 months. These complications will not suddenly come. Suddenly you will not lose your eyes. Suddenly you will not lose your kidney. But every year have a checkup beyond 40. Doctor says your eyes and kidneys are okay, fine. Another 1 year, no problem. The next year, like that. An early checkup, early detection is always helpful and useful. But one caution, self-medication is always dangerous. Never take a anti-diabetic tablet without the consultation of a doctor, because a diabetic should not consider another diabetic. The dangerous things will happen. Two diabetics, I watched them. They were sitting next together in a clinic, OP. One fellow asked, oh, how many urine sugar? He said, I have 3+. Old value. He said, I have 2. Oh, you are 3+, I am 2+, I am better than you. Like that, what medicine you take? Then they said, I am taking a blue capsule. Oh, blue capsule, it is okay. I will also take the blue capsule. You collapse. Based on the body. Lean diabetic, separate medicine. Obese diabetic, separate medicine. Diabetes with cardiac disease, a doctor knows how to select the molecule. So without consulting a doctor, don't stop or increase a dose. Don't change a tablet. It may end up in dangerous things. So it's a scientific prescription has to be given by a qualified doctor. Now we go to the insulin. And insulin, another type of an injection. We already talked about Banting and Best. The man was discovered insulin. That was a crude insulin. Then 1980s, the first human insulin has come. Earlier, insulin was available, taken from animals, like bovine and porcine insulin. They take it from cow or they take it from pig. We say bloody pig, we say, but the pig only gives us insulin. But the insulin taken from animal source with other impurities, it was called dirty insulin. In 1967, a lot of the Boots company launched it. People are using it, but the problem is the impurity will cause abscess. Sometimes it will cause antibodies in the patient's body. So the human insulin has come. Human insulin comes, don't imagine that the insulin is taken from human. No human will give the pancreas. So the animal insulin is, the molecular structure, amino structure is changed to like a human. There are two methods. One is genetic recombinant method. They'll do it. It's a very costly technology. Second thing, they put that insulin gene, E. coli bacteria, that will produce human insulin. Human insulin, Now you can see the evolution starting from 1922, crude insulin, then animal insulin were used 43, 50 and all. Then slowly insulin was developed in many countries. They come out with a purified insulin, long acting, short acting. Even can take one insulin per week, everything has started coming. This is an evolution of insulin from 1992, 2014. Excellent product. Many people have scared or hesitate to take an insulin injection. Don't worry, if the doctor says that you need, you have to take it. That is a hormone which is already secreted in our body, you are taking as an insulin. So those days, glass syringes, needles were there, which was painful to have a prick every day. Nowadays, wonderful Becton Dickinson BD insulin syringes have come, which are coating, silicone coating on the needle. Just the needle go like the needle goes into a banana. It gives a less amount of pain. Self-injection technique, many people know that. You know, type 1, it will affect small young children. Now they started using insulin pen. They have their own injection now. These are the injection and human insulin, because insulin is a hormone. Generally, most of the hormones are protein, and protein is made up of amino acids. So there is an amino acid sequence will be there. 53 amino acid forms an insulin molecule. Now porcine, the insulin is taken from cow, bovine, porcine from the pig. There is only a position is changed. So due to genetic recombinant method, they change the position of amino acid. The animal insulin become a human insulin. There are two methods to find out, synthetic method and biorecombinant method. Now human insulin is available. Earlier, before that, there was a shortage. 1970 and all, people thought that if everybody wants insulin, then you have to kill a lot of animals. Then the moment the human insulin was gone, then the shortage was insulin was totally solved. Now, how to take insulin? Many people would have been taking here. The site of insulin is different. It's not like an ordinary injection in the deltoid area. It should be taken subcutaneous. Cutaneous means skin, subcutaneous under the skin. You have to just pinch your muscle and just put the needle. There is a skin layer, next is a fat layer, the bottom is the muscle layer. The injection should be in between the skin and the muscle. The cholesterol area you can insert, it will be absorbed around your navel, around your backside, the thigh. You can have the sides are there, so you can rotate. Now we go to the self monitoring. Why it should be very important? Not only knowing about diabetes is very important, self monitoring is very, very important. You should check your own blood sugar. These glucometers are now available. Earlier it was all sold 20 years back, 5,000 rupees. Now 1,200, 1,000 has come. Many companies started launching, and you have to monitor and note down date and time before good. You yourself can see whether I'm going in the right treatment, whether my blood sugar is under control. That reading will motivate you, and you have to, if anything there, you take a different food, suddenly the blood sugar rises, you have to note down. When you meet the doctor next time, you can tell them. And here the socio-economic diabetes of the why diabetes has to be managed or controlled, the expenses. If he is a type 1 patient, the insulin cost will be per year. He has to pay for lab, he has to pay for consultation fees, he has to buy medicine. And one first year 35,000 means second year goes to 50. Sometimes too much of doctor visit, too much of lab investigation. And as the age proceeds, the disease gets worsened. That's a bitter fact. So it plays a very big role on the economy of the patient. So right from the beginning, early stage, if you control your diabetes, later stage, you need not spend a lot of money for lab investigation and insulin. So this is a burden on the economy of the patient. Apart from that, somebody is diabetic, is sick, he fell sick in the house, then others, family members to pay attention, look after you. So it's an impact on the family. The head of the family downs with a kidney symptom or cardiac symptom. So the housewife, children, everybody has to look after them. It gives a mental pressure on them. It's an impact on the family, impact on the job. He has to apply leave, or he cannot go back to regular work. Or during diabetes, he loses one of the limb during amputation. Quality of life is affected, or he cannot efficiently function. So there is a lot of impact on the economy, a lot of impact on family, a lot of impact on your profession also. So how to live with diabetes? So here in this audience, I could see many of you are wearing spectacles. It is something about our eye power. We have to wear the specs. Now with the specs, I'm comfortable. Do you feel it is very difficult to wear specs every day? Do you feel it's a burden to wear specs every day, including me? I'm telling.
No, no, sir.
Fine. Same way, diabetes is not a disease, it's a deficiency disorder. If it is mere deficiency, you can give a supplement. Somebody is a hemoglobin deficiency, you can give an iron tonic. Here, deficiency disorder, you cannot correct it. You cannot just give a medicine today and tomorrow diabetes will not go. It's a genetic disorder. You're born with a defective beta cell. It has to be effectively controlled. If anybody says that diabetes can be cured, it's a sweet lie. The bitter fact is diabetes cannot be cured. It has to be only controlled. Facts always be bitter. Now, Nobel Prize issues there. Nobel Prize is waiting. If anybody proves that diabetes can be cured, you'll get it. I don't know which country is going to back that prize. A lot of research are going. Scientists one side, doctors one side, pharmaceutical company another side, genetic engineering, crores and crores of money they are putting. They want to find a solution. Till now, there is no success. In genetic engineering, what they say, they identify a gene. They do a blood test. If you find the gene, then they'll say you will get diabetes. This much is the progression in the study has gone. Then let us study that beta cell transplantation. They'll take out healthy beta cell and put it in your pancreas. It was tried in animal study in 1965 and all, but currently it's a very costly surgery. Under microscope, you have to do that. Even after doing that, somebody's cell is implanted, so body will not accept it. To avoid rejection, you have to take a immunosuppressant drug. Only an elite group of people only can afford to have that surgery. Then stem cell therapy and all, latest they found out everything in the experimental level. They have yet to come out in the commercial level to do an operation in a hospital. Insulin, newer insulins come. Diabetic tablets, new molecules have come. But what I wanted to say, maintain your weight according to your height. Eat in proportion to your work. Do some mild exercise. These three will control your blood sugar, or if you are not a diabetic, if you are born in a diabetic, it will prevent diabetes also. Why I say that your weight should be according to your height? Can anybody give? Do you see that in a doctor's clinic, they measure your height as well as weight? Two things. Why they measure your height? Any answers from the audience? Am I asking a difficult question? Why your weight should be?
Because heart is to pump blood to the longer distance. Maybe this.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Is it Ms. Gopi Krishna?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, any other answer? There is a lot of science behind it. We simply observe, oh, they are measuring height, weight, and they are putting something in the chart. We must know that. Any other answer? Why your weight should be according to your height? Am I asking a IAS question, a difficult question?
Body mass
Correct. Body mass
index.
Okay, that I told you, it was earlier there. Now doctors don't follow it. They go for waist to hip ratio. That was misleading now. Earlier it was followed. Now no doctor follow it. Now any of colleagues, if I ask a question a different way, now I ask all of you, can you reduce your height? Can you reduce your age? Can you can you change your sex, male to female to no? Now
it is possible.
We
What do you
can
mean
only
the
reduce our weight.
wait, why according to the height? That's a question. Why not according to age? Why not according to bank balance? Or why not according to caste, religion? Why your weight should be according to your height? There is a science. Doctor says we don't know. We simply religiously follow. The answer is, colleagues, the height is constant. The beyond certain limit, you cannot grow. If you are a male up to the age of 21, if you are a female up to the age of 19, beyond which vertically you can go. You can't grow this way, not this way. So when you tell a formula based on a constant, you are measuring. So based on a constant pattern, the other value should not change. So weight according to height, because height never change. It grows and stops. It's a constant. That's why they're telling.
Y equal to f of x.
Like that. But everybody, if you are 4 feet tall, you have swim weight. Don't bother with others. Somebody will be 6 feet tall, he'll have a higher weight. So weight according to your height, diet according to your work, what do you do? If you are pulling,
Could I make a
rickshaw-
guess?
yes,
It's distribution of weight over the body. If shorter the body, the less the weight can be distributed around.
Not
Just a wild
necessary.
guess.
Another
It's a
question, I
wild
think he
guess.
talks about apple shape and pear shape.
apple shape, male will have, pear shape, female will have. Male will have a trunk obesity. Generally, female will have only the backside, the accumulation of fat will be there. They may not have a belly. But what do we say that whatever may be your right, it should match with your height. Suppose somebody in the college, 20 or 21, he must be a basketball player, cricket player, he will maintain a weight, the same weight till his death, if you maintain, you'll never have any complication, hypertension, diabetes. The problem is the moment they get married and the wife is a best cooker, automatically the fellows will put a weight. And he may be an assistant doing a lot of work, then he'll become a manager. Workload will come down, but same 10 idli or 10 chapati will be taking. Obesity will become a part of life. So what I wanted to say that's why doctors always caution you about the weight. Do some mild exercise. What I say mild means whatever is suitable to all ages, all group is walking. So walking is in our hand. That's why I want to say that. Now, patient education is very, very important. It's part of treatment. That's what I do that. A patient should know first time after diagnosis, a doctor will minimum spend half an hour to 45 minutes to explain the patient. You have developed diabetes. Now these are the pamphlets, diet chart, everything. And I'll put on some tablets. If control is not, then I'll add some combination. A person taking oral tablets, type 2 diabetic, may require insulin on special occasion, especially during a surgery, during pregnancy, during serious infection. Temporarily, doctor will stop the tablet, he'll put on insulin for a better control, then he'll withdraw, again switching back to the tablets. The tablets and insulin go, the doctor only knows that when to give it, where to give it. So please don't feel bad, I'm on a diabetic patient tablets, but suddenly doctor is telling that I have some serious infection. He's asking me to take insulin. It's only a temporary now. Suppose pregnant lady, you cannot use a tablet, you have to use insulin only, especially gestational diabetes. So please understand, education is knowing diabetes. Knowledge is power. I'm going to live the disease lifelong. I should know basic factor about the disease, how it will affect, where it will affect, what are the tests I have to do that, when I have to go for my eye checkup, when I have to go for a kidney checkup. Kidney and all is easiest, simplest test is check your albumin. The urine protein is not leaking, then health is kidney. If the kidney is started getting affected, the first sign is protein will be leaking. Microalbuminuria, small level, then macroalbuminuria. Then the third stage will go along with kidney, you will develop eye disease. Then the last disease, ESRD, end stage renal disease. Kidney stop the function, then you have to go for dialysis. Then you will manage with dialysis for a few years, then you have to go for a transplantation. So a lot of things are there. So the early test can tell you whether your kidney started getting affected. These are all things you should know about diet. What are the food I can take it? What are the food I should avoid? You are not bound here to eat, especially a 45-year-old, 50-year-old man. If you tell diet control, at least you should understand. Imagine a juvenile diabetic man, 10-year-old boy, type 1 diabetic is taking insulin injection. Can you restrict him? Don't take ice cream or chocolate. When all other schoolmates, area people will take it, and it's very difficult for the parents to educate the child and tell him that this is bad for you. So we grown up type 2 diabetic, diet control, food. Diet control means quantity and what type of food you take. Regular tablets, regular ISH, regular checkup. So patient education, very, very important. Nowadays only all the clinics, it has become compulsory. Most of the diabetic resistant, they started doing it. Once patient knows that, oh, this is a disease, it will be like this. So I must know it and I should apply it. Instead of wasting the time, why diabetes, what is diabetes, how to live with the diabetes, like how to live with the specs. Living with the diabetes is very, so for that the confidence, knowledge is given only by patient education only. Now, what is lifestyle? How you weigh the live. So again, coming back to the old thing, diet, exercise. Diet means, again I'm telling, direct sweets or avoid, and whatever the food which increase your blood sugar fast, higher glycemic index, you should avoid. So better you can get a advice from a doctor or a dietitian. Are you a vegetarian or non-vegetarian? Are you a North Indian or South Indian? Depends on that. Those days, In South India, Tamil Nadu doctors will ask them to take wheat chapati night time. It's not a treatment. Actually, a South Indian basic rice eater, if you give them wheat, you will tend to eat less only. Similarly, a North Indian, if you give them more rice, you will tend to eat less only. The idea is to reduce the quantity. Unfamiliar food you cannot take fully. This was earlier managed. Now, specific diet, calorie values, everything has been calculated. Qualified dietitian. Among dietitian, cardiac dietitian, diabetic dietitian, asthmatic dietitian, kidney dietitian, specialty, super specialties come. So they'll help you. The exercise mean whatever is affordable to you, that is a brisk walking. Then medicine based on prescription. Then please attend any education programs conducted by your doctor or some hospital paramedic. Wherever this thing, kindly participate, ask questions, clarify doubts. So this is how this can stop it. Now, what are the research work? I already told you. Earlier, it was going on beta cell transplantation. They tried in animals, in rats, but they yet to do it fully in a human thing. Insulin, OHA, oral hydrogen, that's tablets were available. Then genetic engineering study was going, and in the study they spent a lot of $1 million of money. They found out there is a particular gene is available in the blood, you will get diabetes. But that's why Nobel Prize was created. If anybody proves and cures, you'll get it. Now currently, beta cell transplantation only a affordable patient will have it, a complicated surgery. Latest insulin is there, stem cell therapy. What is the future of diabetes? Who is going to invent or discover drug, and which
Mr. Anandakrishnan, you are muted.
okay, thank you, Mr. Durga Prasad. Now the time is there, another 20 minutes for question and answer session. I will invite questions from the participants. You can ask one by one, or you can raise a hand. The DPs will help me to put it in order. Now is please kindly ask your doubts and questions, anything related to today's session. Yes, Mr. Gopi Krishnan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can babies of gestational diabetic mother can have diabetes in future?
Not necessarily. Okay, the birth weight, I told you, if the birth weight of the baby is 4 kg, it is a cesarean baby. Again, that it will give a surge stress on the mother to become a gestational diabetic. But that's why born with a normal body weight 2.8 to 3 kg with a normal growth. But if it's born to a diabetic mother, hope Ellen shows that everything is understood or nothing is understood.
No, this is Sunil here. I have a question.
Please.
Recently, I underwent a test HbA1c and found that it is 5.3. But does it also mean that because I have like tingling, as you said, and my doctor said it could be my diabetic neuropathy. So I'm taking a medicine called pregabalin 75 for that. Does it mean that I have to like test my blood sugar on regular basis as well?
Sure, Mr. Sunil, HbA1c 5.6 is a very good value, normal value. Actually, normally the upper value for a diabetic, the value 6.5 is good value. Because beyond up to 7 years, somebody is maintaining, that's a good value. For a healthy person, 5.6 the value. It's mentioned as percentage. Uncontrolled diabetes of 9, 10 are there the complication will come. Here, just because this test is done once in 3 months, maybe 4 times in a year, it gives an average blood sugar of 3 months. So HbA1c is a verification test, whether the patient undergoes proper treatment, whether he's heading for a complication. Here you developed, having developed neuropathy, this pricking, burning means you need to take a drug like gabapentin or other drugs prescribed by a doctor, which can take care of your problem. HbA1c, your values are very good value. Normal value.
Does it also mean I have to check my blood sugar on regular basis as well, or I do not need to?
Sure. Blood sugar checking is should be a routine one. It said once, the more you see blood sugar, the more will be the clarity. If I see once in a month, 1 month picture. If I see once in a week, 1 week. There are abroad, people used to check their blood sugar with using a glucometer. Everybody will have a glucometer in their home like a matchbox. 7 times do the blood test. Before breakfast, after breakfast. Before lunch, after lunch. Before dinner. And the Western culture, they have the supper. Before retiring the bed, they take some snacks or milk. They check 8 times. And 24 hours perfect control blood sugar is there. So at least you can see twice in a week and your blood sugar is normal. Once in 3 months, HbA1c is normal. There is a possibility the complication will not set up.
Thank you very much.
Can I add a little value?
Yes, Mr. Suresh.
See, sir, if you have got a tingling sensation on the feet, also check for your B complex deficiency. If B6, B12 deficiency is there also it can lead to tingling sensation. Second, check whether intermittent claudication. That means check whether you have got what we call as venous congestion. That can also lead to complications. Just these are 2 areas which you need to be careful about.
Can you repeat the second one?
Then I'll explain, Sunil. Sunil, excuse me, Suresh.
Gentlemen, one moment, please. Let us not convert this into a diagnosis program. This is purely a program being given by a trainer on his understanding of diabetes. Mr. Sunil, I will request you, if you have any medical problem, please go to a doctor. Please don't be guided by anything which is spoken on this platform.
Thank you.
That's what I thought, Sunil.
Request to you, because you see, these are all health issues and these are not something to be played with. Mr. Suresh, I'm very sorry to interfere, but let us not continue this discussion in this way.
I agree.
None of us are qualified to make any comment on diagnosis.
I value it.
Let us not do that, please. Yes, Mr.
Thank you, Mr.
Krishnan. You continue. You continue talking about your understanding of diabetes, but we will leave all judgments to the doctors.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Arun. That's what I told Mr. Sunil. A doctor can give a prescription. Seeing the symptom, it could be a neuropathy, it could be anything. What is the real complication? By doing a biothiometric test or other test, a doctor will confirm, then you will add up.
See, one thing we should never forget is the type of impact we might have on the psychology of an individual when we talk about these things. Medicine is an evolving subject. I think, we all know that in 2019, American Diabetic Association revised its minimum level to 7.5 HbA1c. It is no more 7. So you see, things are keeping on changing every day. We end up saying something, people might get very seriously affected by it. And let us not do that. Yes, you have given us very good information about the history of diabetes. And I will request all participants, if you have any problem, you have any medical query, please go to your doctor. He is the best person. He is the most appropriate person to guide you. Don't be guided by anything which is spoken on this platform. It's my earnest request to you. I have seen a lot of things go wrong with people in these places.
Okay, sir. Nice, fantastic, excellent session.
Yes.
Krishnan, sir.
Yes, please tell me.
Krishnan, sir.
Yes.
I need your personal contact. I want this program to be have in one of my forum, Serious Region Forum.
Thank you,
for
Mr.
the benefit of the community. Can you share your number, please?
Yeah, it is. You can even contact Top League. They'll get you, and I'll put my numbers. If you have a right now pen and paper.
I have got pen. I have got pen. Yes. I have got pen.
Can you please note down?
Yes.
It's 91766.
Yes. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Let me have pen. Okay. Sir, बोलिए sir.
91766
91766
48909.
4897
909.
979
909.
909
Yeah.
917 664 8909.
Yes, that's my WhatsApp number. Other number. So you can.
Sorry, WhatsApp number, sir?
Yeah, that's our WhatsApp number. Thank you, Mr. Surendra Sethi.
Thank you very much, sir. Because,
Yeah.
because I want,
yeah,
because
please,
I
sir.
want some more people should get the benefit.
Thank you. Thank you. Education
Because
is part of treatment.
your presentation is really excellent in motivating us.
Thank you. Thank you for observation. Any other question?
Thank you very much.
Opinion with regard to Ayurvedic treatment.
Yes. Please.
What is your opinion with regard to Ayurvedic treatment for diabetes?
Absolutely. Because I have no knowledge about Ayurvedic, but I have been a pharmaceutical man for 40 years. I know that there are some good medicine in Ayurveda also. It should be prescribed by a qualified doctor. Because while there are therapy, you know, how much therapy is there, Mr. Balu? There is A to Z, starting from allopathy till Zen therapy, 26 variety of therapies are there. So, if it is scientifically proved, if it is scientific, see why English medicines are prescribed. The doctor knows the active principle of the drug. He has evidence-based medicine. He has a lot of studies, research work are released. So even a patient can ask, the doctor can answer how a drug will act. Doctor knows active. MBBS doctor know the active principle of the drug. He knows the dosage, kidney failure, how much, everything. So there is a evidence-based medicine is practiced in allopathy. There are some good doctors are available in Ayurveda means. I heard about it, but they do it as a family business traditionally. Father does, and in between somebody died means the chain will cut off. Why they let them also present to the Nobel Committee? If Ayurveda medicine can cure diabetes, they'll get Nobel Prize. I am there to assist you and help you to represent you to the forum. It is there mentioned before all this medicine. You know the Charaka, other thing, ancient doctors, they were having some. But what is the reliability, active principle, and you have to get papers published, research should be done, and it should be discussed in a doctor's forum, and scientific facts should be released in an authentic study. That evidence we have. I don't know any of the Ayurvedic studies available here now. Maybe some drugs are available, but it could have been kept as a secret with some family people business. They should come out and tell. Can you read all the Ayurvedic name, ingredient, what it contains? Can you tell some 10 ingredient name where we tell the molecule name? Because the Drug Control Authority approved it and it is well approved in all international forum. So I will not underestimate. There may be some drugs available, but it has to be taken by prescribed by a qualified doctor. Does it answer your, Mr. Balu?
Thank you, sir. What I understood from my friends is allopathy medicines are actually controlling the blood sugar level.
Okay.
Increasing the performance of either the pancreas or liver. If you take care of the enzymes production, whatever it may be, whether it is allopathy or Ayurvedic, right treatment. That is what I heard. I don't know. I'm just sharing the experience of the others. I am asking this question.
No problem, Mr. Balu, that we can share. But the problem is, what is the job which is mostly done in India? The most widely done a job is giving free medical advice to others. That's what everybody is doing. Because I'm not going to take it. I say you take the tablet. He's going to take it. But question authenticity and qualification of doctor, how it is there. Many people, without consulting the doctor, they went and took a lot of alkaloids, heavy alkaloids, which have spoiled their kidney. They land up in heavy complications. They use a lot of arsenic, lead poisoning, whether it is homeopathy or a lot of things are there. If it is a registered, qualified medical doctor is prescribing, definitely you can consult and take it. Let us not follow that my neighbor said, my opposite house fellow said, or my friend said. That's not a way of taking a medicine.
100% right, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I ask a few doubts. I have some 3-4 doubts.
Yes,
Can
please.
I ask?
Please, Mr. Deepak.
Yeah. First is, other than medicine, other than our lifestyle and our other hereditary, etc., are there any other factors also which may be increasing or creating diabetes in us, like stress or any other factors?
100%, 100%. Stress-induced diabetes is there. Some people, they may not have a family history, but his nature of job, nature of thing, that will cause. Now, there is Russian studies there. Those who take a lot of sweet, they get sweet diabetes. Another thing, if you take steroids, if you are on treatment for some other lifestyle disease, too much use of steroids will suppress your insulin, you'll become a diabetic, drug-induced. Many factors are there. Stress is one of the factors. Whenever you have a stress, glucose will be released from the liver. It will shoot from the liver. If you receive a telegram, shocking news, you will not feel it, but your blood sugar will rise. They say new surroundings, new boss, new job, sudden transfer, so death of a close relative, bereavement, everything will raise your blood sugar.
My second doubt is there's a height and weight relationship. That point I didn't catch up. You mentioned it, but what did that point matter for?
Yeah,
what does it mean?
Suppose you wanted to know your correct weight. Okay.
Yes.
How will you correct? Then there is a formula. You measure your height. Based on your height, according to your height, your weight is there. Mean that is a direct proportion. If you are 4 feet tall, that definitely your weight will be less. If you are 6 feet tall,
okay. Yes.
So the correct weight is not based on religion, age, and everything. It is height. Height is constant. Height will not change. You
Yes,
grow
correct.
after. So based on a constant, if it is correct, the proportion will be correct.
No, but what's the reason for that? For that ratio?
No, I don't say ratio.
Why, why can't a short man be also allowed to have same weight as a taller man?
That is different. In the circus, the clowns will be there, no? Dwarfs will be there. They'll be 120 centimeter height, but their weight will be more, 30 kg or 40 kg.
Yeah.
That's why all the old formulas have gone. You know what is the old formula? Height in centimeter minus 100 will be your normal weight. If you are 160 centimeter tall, 60 kg your weight. If you are 180 centimeter tall, that was the old formula. Now
Correct.
it is dropped because of the dwarfs are there, small people are in the clowns like people with the growth defect, their weight will. So that formula has been taken. Now measure your height. Based on the height, your weight is there. Mean generally it is a correct weight. And 10% you reduce for normal weight, that is the ideal weight. Suppose you are 160 centimeter tall and your 60 kg is your weight, you reduce 10%, 6 kg. If you make 54, hypertension, diabetes, cardiac disease will not will be experienced by you. It is very difficult to maintain ideal weight. Ideal situation will never exist, but that's why it gives an idea. Somebody is 6 feet tall. His weight will be less, mean he is underweight. Somebody is very short and he has more weight, he is obese.
Yeah, but what's the logic behind that? That was my original question.
No. When you calculate something, comparing something, at least one factor should be constant. Suppose your height is also varying and every time you keep on growing, you cannot have a fixed value. Whereas growth will stop. Male means 21, female means 19. So beyond which you cannot. Now can you grow 1 inch now?
No.
So there is a constant height is there. Now you can measure the weight according to your height. So that will be a normal weight.
Aji sir, one question from my side.
Yes.
As many organizations are coming nowadays and they are claiming diabetic reversal. So can you throw some light on that?
See, I tell that a lot of paleo diet, this, that, so many people are telling. I said, let them prove to the scientific forum and take the Nobel Prize. Why they are not trying? See, this is all done worldwide, globally. I told you, scientists are spending money. It's $1 billion question. Pharmaceutical company, doctors, genetic engineers, that keep on. It's a global burden, diabetes. They want to find a solution. And this is a deficiency disorder. Just by taking one tablet or one injection, it goes with, it's not at all diabetes. It's a genetic disorder. You have to control, suppress. A wonder medicine may come out of research. Research are going. But these people give unauthorized news. If they say that I'll reverse after taking one medicine, they can you take gulab jamun, laddu, means people run for that only. Is there any science behind it? There are certain school of thought where sugar cubes they'll give as a medicine for a diabetic patient. Will it be rational? What I say that allopathic medicine is evidence-based medicine. I don't say it is the best one. But here, now, In front of me, I can prove. I put one patient insulin. I check his blood sugar. I give 10 units. I can tell you how many sugar will come down. Can you show that another fellow give the alternative medicine and show that the blood sugar is coming down? Can you show that?
Agreed.
And they say, people say bitter gourd will reduce blood sugar. That is, you know, a vegetable bitter gourd. Have you all heard a green vegetable which is very bitter in taste, bitter gourd? And ancient belief it, bitter gourd will reduce blood sugar. If that reduces mean, if somebody takes bitter gourd, he should land up on low sugar. If the English medicine you give to a diabetic patient, it will control his sugar, he will feel better. The same English medicine you give to a normal person will end up low sugar. That shows the tablet is working on both the body. Whereas bitter gourd reduces, I take bitter gourd every day. Should I land up on low sugar? So rationally we have to discuss. So bitter gourd is good. It contains some alkaloids. It has been scientifically proved. But like bitter gourd, any vegetable can do it. Brinjal also do, drumstick also do that. If you take plain rice, 200 milligram blood sugar rises. You take with some vegetable fibrous diet, 175. Because the plant shows the fiber body cannot digest, 100% sugar will not rise. The raising blood sugar can be prevented by vegetables. As such, the available blood sugar can be reduced with only insulin can reduce. Or the tablets taken by, stimulated by insulin. That we have proofs. We can prove in front of you with a glucometer and insulin. In front of anybody, we can prove that.
Right.
Thank you.
So just to share one point. In diet, if we control the diet based on low glycemic index,
yes,
I think that will help us to reduce to a extent.
Correct. Glycemic index, yeah. Food plays
if we take the food accordingly, then I hope that will help us to control better sugar. It's so.
No, there is a connection between diet and disease. If you take more quantity, the unwanted food with high sugar, you are going to, pressure is going to rise. It's a fact that you can do a checkup. Suppose you find this food will whether affect, you can take the food and check with the glucometer. Then you will automatically throw away the food. Oh, this will contain a lot of glycemic. There is another way of doing trial and error method, but prescribed diets have been given by your dietitian and doctors are there. These you avoid, this you take more. Like food pyramid. At the bottom, they put all these vegetable cereals. On the top, they put honey, direct sugar and all. So adapt, change your lifestyle a little bit.
Right.
Don't take what is tasty to your tongue. What is healthy to your body, you take it. Definitely, diet plays a role. With the diet
plays a significant role. Yes.
It has 25 to 30 milligram, you can reduce. By exercise, 25 to 30 milligram. By taking a tablet, 20. Like that, you have 3 ropes are given to control the horse. Doing all these things, you have to control. So there are some people who go for too much control, tight control, they land up on hypoglycemia, low sugar, which is very dangerous.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing the good things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Surinder. Any other questions, gentlemen?
Sir, I am Gopi Krishnan again.
Please.
A small query, sir, from my wife.
Sir, what is the reason for BP reading to be lesser than fasting sugar reading, even after normal breakfast?
That's right. To know empty stomach, there should be a limit. And if you take a diet,
yes, sir. Yes.
PP should mean postprandial. There are certain doctors who follow 1.5 hours, certain doctors 2 hours. Why these 2 hours they are giving me? It has to digest and the time should be given to reach the blood sugar. Then we will see the difference. So definitely after taking food, the blood sugar will raise. But after 2 hours, again, the insulin will be properly, there is a physiological secretion, automatically it brings down at the end of the day, again less than 140. But if a diabetic fellow, it shoots up to 300, 400, and even after 2 hours, it will be more than 200. That's a clear indication. Now you check with two cases. One fellow is a non-diabetic, healthy fellow, 10 laddu, let him take it. Blood sugar will not go beyond 140. Whereas another fellow is a diabetic, just give him half of the laddu, blood sugar go to 200. Because insulin level is not there to control. So the value is an idea.
Diabetic only?
Yeah. If you are a diabetic, take any vegetable which is growing above the ground, not below the roots, like potato, sweet potato will not be there. Any vegetable, not necessarily English vegetable or native vegetables, you add that. In a plate, 50% vegetables should be there, another 50 is only protein, and rice level will be little less.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
It's a habit you cultivate.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. Durga Prasad.
Yes, yes.
Durga Prasad here. You
Yes.
just now said, take all vegetables that grow above the ground and not below. Any particular reason for that, sir?
Yeah, potato is there. Sweet potato, potatoes are very. Do you know who will hate potato? Potato, it will be converted the body as sugar only. That's why I said all vegetable meat, people take it. See, below the ground, there is only one exception is white radish. There are red color radishes also there. From beetroot and carrot, people are making sugar. That's what I tell above the, just to give a demarcation line, I said anything above.
So because it contains more glucose.
Calorie value is there, calorie. Now, same potato, you boil it, you cut it and eat it along with the peel, the blood sugar will be raised less. The same potato, cut it like a chips and put it, fry it in a coconut oil, the calorie will go 10 times more. How you take it? So a diabetic should know what should you take it, how should you take it, how much to take it. Now, apple is a very good food. Apple contains carbohydrate. And you wash the apple, bite it with the peel. The peel, the apple, that skin contains a lot of fiber. So if you bite and take it, blood sugar raise 2 hours. The same apple, put it in a mixing, take a juice, it shoots in the blood. So doctors say you take apple, patient will be taking juice. But finally, when he comes for a review, doctor will be confused why his blood sugar is very high. See, one of the village, we went there for a camp. The one fellow had 500 milligram blood sugar. Then I asked the village fellow, what you are taking? He said, ragi kanji, that is ragi porridge. He's taking. Then I said, oh, ragi is very, very good. But I asked him, how much you take it? He said, 3 tumblers. 1 tumbler is equal to 4 idli. 3 tumblers means 12 idlis. He doesn't know. See, people say take ragi kanji, but how much? Interesting.
After so much of intake, it will not be satiating also, ragi kanji.
Absolutely. Society, no, there is a way of eating. Diabetic people in the education, they are telling how to eat it. Very slowly you have to eat it. You have to masticate and eat it properly. More time food should remain in your mouth. More time it should remain in your stomach. Slowly the blood sugar rise. This is a way of taking. But nowadays, have you seen how people are taking diet? As if somebody is going to steal the food, or I'm getting late to the office, getting late to catch the train, they gulp. So before the society reaches, this fellow consume 2 persons diet. If you eat slowly, have you ever heard that Tamil scholar Maraimalai Adigal? Maraimalai Adigal was known to you, a big vada. He used to take small pinch. He will eat it for 20 minutes. That one vada will give a feeling of taking this much rice. Can you practice, put it into practice? That's why I say, first put 5 idli, slowly eat it and take along with the vegetables. Because idli is a dangerous one. How many people will masticate? Simply it goes inside. So add dal, other vegetables. You eat it for 15 minutes, 3 idli will give a sensation, satiety. It will, brain will be, automatically will keep the other 2 idli. There is a way of eating. And abroad, the education is so high, people calculate chew count and how many time I chewed, how many time I drank, they'll mention. Chew counts, people are doing that. How much time I chew. So this is a higher level of education. Still we can educate our people.
Mr. Ananthakrishnan, there's one doubt I have.
Please.
There's a varying opinion about intake of sugarcane juice. So how does whether it impacts the sugar levels or it doesn't?
Definitely, any liquid, but diabetic patient, any liquid food is restricted. He should not take a soup, kanji or ghee or anything, because liquid diet, it's already the pre-digested form. Solid will convert into mixing the one liquid, liquid will be absorbed, then now it is one stage ahead. So straight, it will raise the sugar very fast and you will get the appetite immediately. That's why blood sugar will be slowly raised. It should be slowly, mean you have to take along with the fiber, then only the blood sugar will be slowly raised. Now juice will shoot into the blood.
The reason I ask this is because the vendor who is selling these sugarcane juice is advertising in front of the shop that drinking sugarcane juice is going to control your diabetes.
Oh God, how boldly people are doing it. Sweet in any form should be. You can talk sweetly. That's the only thing permitted for a diabetic patient. What are the drinks permitted for a diabetic patient? I'll tell you an interesting: boiled, cleaned water. Anything you can take. Drinks. What are the drinks you say? Mean not Pepsi, Coca-Cola, other thing. Because liquid form. So boiled water, anything does. Suppose you are reaching a unknown place where the healthy drinking water is not there, still you can take a tender coconut when compared to the nasty water. But daily we take tender coconut, blood sugar will rise because it contains fructose, body will convert to glucose. We have a wonderful mechanism. Whatever, whether you take chapati or bread, any carbohydrate diet, body will convert to sugar. So lesser the quantity, lesser the rise in sugar. Higher the quantity, higher the sugar.
So glucose in any form is not good, right? Fructose or sucrose, whatever.
Now there are sweets, are there diabetic sweets that people are making that. All these things, everything subject to studies. Some doctors also they prescribe. But the best thing is, has it been approved by a diabetologist? Or you can, by taking it, you can check with the blood sugar and find out is it really rising or not. They give a lot of advertisement and news, but the basic condition is I have a insulin deficiency, I have an abnormal beta cell function. Now, the more, the heavier the root or heavy glycemic food I take it, I'm going to suffer. Sweet has been introduced by human beings a few hundred years before only. Promotion means sweet, party, childbirth means sweet, marriage means sweet. Who has invented? Our earlier ancestors all were living with it. Without sweet, we can live. Can you believe? Whatever the food, rice, vegetable, you take it, the amount of food required, glucose required is body will convert. You need not separately take a sweet. Sweet is not a must and sweet is not a daily affair for a diabetic. Am I answering your question? Because this is human built. We only make it as a symbol of joy. Any happy news without sweet, we tell them we don't accept.
Sweet kondade.
These are all Cadbury's they are selling. Will the people say advertise Cadbury's will be good for diabetic patient? Can they boldly mention? They wanted to sell their sweet. It contains cadmium. Cadmium is nephrotic patient, kidney patient with a, he has to avoid oxalate, phosphate, salt, potato, this tomato, many things, milk. And you should not take it. Without cadmium, you cannot make a chocolate. Any chocolate contains cadmium. But okay, they again attach the sign of symbol. Anything you want to celebrate by a Cadbury's, that's their way of advertising things. A doctor will not advise. Any other question, gentlemen? Yeah. Reddy Garu, you are anxiously looking. Nagiriti, anything you have to ask?
No, sir, I just typed it over.
Oh,
what
sorry.
you just said is fantastic. It's always like people do this multitasking. This is one thing they got to stop. Do things with mindfulness, eating especially. Things will be addressed. As you rightly said, mastication part, with a good amount of saliva. Saliva is given, it is some of the wonderful kind of enzyme, it comes in saliva, take it into the gut. Many people don't let it. You have our own resources within, we don't use it.
Very good point, Nagiriti. You brought it that along with the saliva, eat it, it prevents stomach cancer. There is a study. Second thing, what I wanted to tell you is the way of eating. That is very, very important. People are in a hurry. Fast food, if you take it, you will get the disease very fast. Those days in the home, we used to prepare, but there is a style, eating style, type of food. They say eat healthy, don't starve, don't overeat. Healthy diet you take it, they are telling. 50 to 60% carbohydrate, 20 to 30% protein, only 5 to 10% fat, cholesterol. Just 1 spoon of oil is sufficient for you. In a family, for a person, half a liter. 5 people are there, 2.5 liters. That's all. Only to just fry, not a deep burn like puri, papad like that. No, that contains a lot of oil. And oil, lot of controversial questions are there. Refined, all this PUFA, MUFA, polyunsaturated and all. But with a lot of oil we take it, it adds cooking fat. That is, cholesterol is added in the form of oil.
Yeah. Mr. Ananthakrishnan, I think the time is now 9:10. It's 10 minutes past the scheduled time.
Thank you.
However, I would love to invite Mr. Arun Subramaniam. Of course, definitely, I feel that he might have definitely enjoyed this session as all what we did. And let us hear about his thoughts and plans for future programs.
Sure, sure.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan. Thank you, Mr. Ananthakrishnan. The program was fantastic, as was expected. Your years of experience spoke volumes about your understanding of diabetes. And you have been dealing with diabetes products and diabetologists and diabetic patients, and it was very clear. Thank you, and we look forward to more such programs from you in the future. I'm sure everyone benefited. Now, tomorrow we have a wonderful program from Mr. Chidambaram.
Oh, good.
He's a very renowned, trainer and coach. He is going to be talking about 10, strategies which he would like to offer all of us in our selling our product. The program will start at 7. Please join, and I'm sure we will all benefit from the program of Mr. Chidambaram. And once more, thank you, Mr. Ananthakrishnan.
Thank you.
Good
sir.
night to you.
Good night. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I thank all the participants and Mr. Mohan. I want to especially thank who has helped me for a dry run. I will be failing my duty that you have taken your time to help me, guide me. Thanks to all. Thanks for the opportunity.
You're most welcome, Mr. Ananthakrishnan. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and time today.
Yes,
and all the participants, let us meet tomorrow by 7 p.m. There's a wonderful session awaiting us. So we call it as a day, and all of you have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day. Good night. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ananthakrishnan.
Good night. Good night, sir. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I could not help you yesterday.
No problem. No, you said, you interested job, and Mr. Mohan has done it perfectly. So I know only two of you. If anybody does, only thing, things should be addressed. That's all. Thanks for suggesting, Mr. Mohan. So thank you for all the participants asking a good question. Thank you.